Yeah?
Yeah.
I caught the later end of that, but it still caught it, I think.
Okay, well, you did my job then.
Alright. So, penultimate episode.
Game of Thrones.
Queen of the Ashes. I know you already have thoughts on it that were a little more negative than my thoughts on it. But I'm also a little more defensive of the series, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, they weren't negative, I would say.
But they weren't good either.
Well, okay.
They were very neutral.
Let's just spoiler warning right here, right now. I'm just gonna start.
Where do you want to start?
Straight in.
Because it starts as it is, right? Like it is.
It just straight into it. Well, I mean, it starts a little slow.
It starts in not Storm's End. Fuck. Dragonstone.
Yeah, wherever.
Yeah. See, my Westeros geography on point.
It starts at the castle that they've been staying in.
Dragonstone.
Yes.
It really does start slow, but by the end of it, goddamn, it feels like it's only been like 5 minutes of just, or it feels like it's been like a decade, and you're just like holding your breath so long, trying to get that people ash in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not being able to breathe like Arya.
Exactly.
Yes.
So do you want to bypass the quick death in the beginning, or do you want to start with that?
Well, let's start with that because I feel like it was important enough to talk about it.
There goes probably the only defender of the realm in Varys.
Yeah.
Like, the actual defender of the realm in totality, where he's like...
The only one that seems to actually care and not have any sort of ulterior motives besides just wanting the best.
Yeah, because he
for
told...
the Seven Kingdoms.
He told Dany in the beginning, like, look, I'm not going to lie to you, man. All right? I think you're our best bet, but, you might not be also. And his allegiance is to the realm. It's not to
a specific person. It's to whoever. Yeah. It's how politics should be.
But they're not.
But they're not because we as humans suck.
Yeah, there's always motives.
Yeah, so you see him writing the scrolls, being like, Jon is actually a Targaryen. He's the true heir to the Iron Throne, which I do think he successfully got at least 4 of those scrolls out before his death.
You think so?
Yes.
Who do you think he sent them to, though?
I don't know because obviously he doesn't need to send them to Winterfell because
Sansa knows.
Yeah, she knows, and whether she's gonna tell the people or not, I think is gonna wait. I think she's only told who she needs to tell, but like she knows, and that's enough. But also like we don't know who's alive. Like in terms of families. Yeah, exactly. So we don't know, like, I don't know where he could send them, but I'm sure he sent them to whoever needed to like, see it.
His little birds.
Yeah.
Just to spread the word.
But in the scene, he had 3 that he already had written and were tied up and ready to go, and he was writing his 4th. And then that was during the day, and then when he's getting taken to his death, it's nighttime, and he burns
the last
what you assume is probably the 5th. That he has written that day, but we don't know because there is that time gap of like it's when both of those scenes take place.
I'm 100% gonna be honest with you. I didn't realize he had already written out like 4 others and was like,
they're literally on the table.
I saw like the other scrolls, but I thought he like that that was just like,
you were like whatever.
Yeah.
No, he wrote them out. I'm sure he sent them out, so we'll see where they end up.
Right.
In terms of that, but I don't think like once
they can't really go anywhere that matters.
Yeah, but like someone has to be in charge of something.
Obviously, it's Bran. He's controlling the ravens.
Obviously, he knows where to send them. But I think once everyone finds out what Dany did at King's Landing, they're gonna be like, well, not really a fan of the Northerners, but
beats dragons.
But beats the dragon lady who has no sympathy.
Okay, so then I guess the next progression should be outside of Varys' death. Mm-hmm. Dany, I guess, sort of saying, like, the dominoes of people that betrayed her. You know what I mean? And she already looks, like, crazy.
Well, whenever Tyrion was like, you've been betrayed, she was like, by Jon. And it was like, no.
Do you think Varys knew without Jon, or without Sansa telling? Like... Tyrion who told Varys, because when Tyrion tells him in the last episode, he's like, okay, well, how many people know already? Like,
I thought Dany told him.
You think so?
I thought that's how it went because I think it was the last episode after they were celebrating their win over the White Walkers, and she
walks away with him.
Yeah, I thought that's when he found out, but I guess I was wrong.
I don't know. He came, but like when Tyrion told him, he wasn't surprised or anything. So I'm inclined to believe that like Varys already knew.
Yeah.
But there wasn't that much of Dragonstone. There was, outside of that, there was Dany trying to get with Jon again, and Jon be like, no,
He's
like
really
I want to.
I'm not into this incest thing like everybody else in this goddamn family is.
Yeah, and then
you get the saying again of how every time a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin.
Mm-hmm. So, was Jon wrong for not having sex with his aunt? Because she was saying, I have no love here, all I have is fear. But he was like the last symbol of love that she would have, you know what I mean?
And then he was like, no, and then she's like, you know what?
Fear it is.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean...
Take one for the team?
Like, in the long run, I guess he probably should have, but also, like, he's always been so morally good that it's like, if he was to, then it's like he's corrupted, and it's just like, well, then you're not Jon Snow anymore.
That's very Ned Stark thinking.
Yeah. But, I mean, who was he raised by?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so we saw nothing of Winterfell.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I assume means that in this last episode, there's going to be a good chunk of it.
Do you think she flies north?
No.
A Stark has already bent the knee to a Targaryen. That was... It wasn't Thor. It's like Torn or something like that. Torn Stark or Tor Stark. Something like that. Like, it's a T-O-R name. But I can't remember what it is specifically. And he's the Stark that knelt.
Actually.
Yes. So, and we've already seen some poetry or some echoes, throughout, but we'll get to that later once we get towards the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. What happens next is we see, or she tells Tyrion and she tells Varys.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets
told that Jaime's been captured because that dumbass can't put on a glove, can't take off the fucking hand. Just, oh my god, Jaime.
Yeah, he's a little stupid.
But he's brave where it counts,
I guess. I mean, I'm still really mad about that whole situation.
Like his leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to air out your beef with people that hate on the fact that Brienne was crying and whatever? Because we didn't really see a lot of that reaction until after we did the episode. Because we sort of just came here and then recorded, and then we saw...
Which is kind of how we do everything. So we never actually see the public's reaction of the episode until, like, a little later on. So, most of the time, I feel like we both disagree with the majority of people's reactions to Game of Thrones, especially this season. So, we're definitely,
we're in the minority.
Yeah. In everything. But I know... After last week's episode, there was a lot of people being, upset about Brienne crying.
Over Jaime
leaving. And it's just kind of like... you can only be strong for a certain amount of time. And it's like, sure, I get you could be upset because it's over a fucking man or whatever, but it's like...
It's more than that. It's more than being upset about a man. It's more about being upset about a good person not willing to accept
that they're a good person and they deserve good things.
Yeah.
And throwing it all away and knowing that they are probably going to die and not come back.
Yeah.
So it's so much more than just man, this man is leaving me for his sister. It's more than that. Or at least that's how I interpret it. If it's not how it's meant, then I'm fucking wrong, but that's how it should be.
I think the director said just as much, right? Where it's like Jaime's drug is Cersei. So, it's basically as bad as him struggling with an addiction of sorts. And, it's like he said in the first episode, the things I do for love. And it's like he can't escape that love he has for her no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter how vile, no matter how poisonous it is, it always comes back.
No matter how shitty she is to him.
Yeah. And then in this episode, when they're talking, when he and Tyrion are talking, it's all the worst things she's done is for her children, and he knows it, but he can't quit her no matter what. And that was a good moment between them. I think if we're gonna keep on, because let's face it, a lot of this episode was not not the first 20 minutes.
There wasn't a lot of there wasn't a lot to this episode, I guess.
But I did love
But
the
there
Tyrion.
were moments in it. But yeah, I really like the Tyrion and Jaime moment that they had. Because it was kind of just like...
It's been so long since we've seen them be, like, brothers.
Yeah. And, like, genuine brothers. So it was really nice to see that. And it was really nice to, like, have Tyrion be like, you were the only one that...
ever treated me like a person.
And Jaime kind of being like... Or Tyrion saying, like, you're the only reason I survived my childhood. And Jaime being like, come on. Like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyrion kind of explaining it. And Jaime finally realizing, like, I was all he had.
Yeah.
Like, no one, like, you know?
Especially with, like, his fucking dad. Like, how could you be like, no, you had other people? It's like, no, I did not have other people
Like,
at all.
anyone he could have had was
Yeah.
always, like, ripped away from him or, like, taken to
Yeah.
all kinds of shit.
There's a long list of things that happened to Tyrion. From his first wife to everything.
To just literally everything he's been through now.
Yeah.
So, that was a nice moment, but I was kind of, like...
It was the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Literally.
But I was also like, whenever he did free him, I was like, you fucking idiot. You shouldn't have done that, but...
Do you think he's gonna die? Do
Tyrion?
you think he's gonna pay for it?
Yes.
You,
He knows he is.
I
He
don't-
went into that tent knowing exactly what the outcome of what he was doing is gonna be.
I think he might be fine. Well, like, not fine by Daenerys' standards, but I think he'll make it
There's
out.
potential that he could, depending on how fast things go in the next episode.
Do you mean, like, how quick they jump into, like...
Killing Dany.
I don't know if they'll jump straight into that.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on how fast they go to that, because if they don't, like, Dany's not gonna fuck around and keep him alive for no reason.
She might. She's fucking crazy.
She is, but, like, the crazy would be in the opposite way. Like, she said, like, if you fail me one more time...
Yeah, she'll...
And if she finds out that he fucking freed Jaime for the... Like, he didn't succeed in getting
Them escaping.
Cersei out and smuggling them across the sea or whatever, but, like, if she finds out that that was his intention, that's treason.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Okay, so let's get into the war thing, because there's already two things I want to talk about.
Okay.
So a theory for next episode, and then a question for next episode.
Mm-hmm.
We see Arya escape on a horse.
Yes.
Do you think that Dany catches her on her way out? It's possible. And because all the army was already retreating, and we have no idea how much time's, like,
Yeah.
how many hours have passed since.
Yeah.
So, you know, do you think they catch her on the way out and take her prisoner? Especially since she's already, like, Sansa betrayed you. And now she's betrayed me.
I mean...
Or through that, she's betrayed me. To Jon.
See, it's so hard because, like, logically there would be no reason for her to keep Arya as a prisoner because she never... She went into King's Landing with the intention of killing Cersei, so she could definitely play that off as, like, I was doing it for you, like, if she needed to. I don't think Arya would ever do anything like that because she's... All the Starks are fucking honest-ass people, you know? So...
Well, Sansa's not.
Enough. She's
See,
loyal,
that's the problem.
But she's loyal to herself, but, like, Arya and Jon are both...
No nonsense, motherfuckers.
Yes, so I don't think that she would ever lie and be like, I was doing this for you if she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But she could if she knew she needed to, but I don't... But the problem is that you're like, logically, Dany has no reason to keep Arya prisoner, but she's not fucking acting logically anymore.
Also, by having Arya, then she now has Jon and Sansa's basically forced, fidelity. Like, there's no way in hell they're gonna...
Yeah, basically, like, how it fucking was in the first season with Cersei keeping Sansa.
Yeah.
After all that shit went down. So it's the same if she was to, but I don't think so. I don't think...
You don't think she'll get caught?
No.
Okay, so then the following, right, or the theory for next episode. I said it when we saw the ice dragon, that I wanted Jon to stand up against it, fire be breathed on him, unburnt, right? Because, that would obviously drive Dany fucking insane.
Yeah.
Now I think this is a battle between dragons, because, like you said, and like everybody else has said, when Jon said goodbye to everybody last episode, he was saying goodbye to the northerner of him. Mm-hmm. That, like, part of his lifetime gone.
And kind of accepting that.
Yeah.
His new lineage.
Is south, but dragons and, like, other stuff, like, it's not just what it was.
I mean, he's both.
Yeah, so, so to that, do you think we see Drogon try and burn him and Jon just stands through it? You know, he is also unburnt. Real dragons don't burn, and he had like a bond with Rhaegal.
Yeah.
So, you know, like that's a
Yeah, like it's a like it could happen type of thing.
And then doing that, if he does that in front of the soldiers and in front of others,
it's really cementing who he is.
It's also exposure for like Dany might not be the true
heir.
Because like the Unsullied follow her, but
they're
like
said like it doesn't matter. It's what men.
Yeah, the men even if men don't know it, they give the power, or they choose who they give power to.
Yeah, exactly. So
I would love to see it. I'm waiting to see it. I want Jon to not be burnt, and I don't think we've ever seen Jon on fire. That sounds stupid, but like I don't think
he's never had to deal with
fire,
or like maybe just be around it, but never be like.
Yeah, most of his
burnt.
battle wounds come from stabbings and arrows and whatnot.
Yeah, it's never like the environment, really. I mean, that would be interesting. I don't know. I definitely think.
Do we see him killing Drogon?
I hope not. That'd be sad.
But like, it's a, you know what I mean? It's an obstacle to get to what like might need to be done.
Please. It's not a might need to be done, it's a needs to be done.
Or maybe Drogon turns his back on Dany.
Yeah, that's also something that could happen. But
but he's her favorite, and
yeah, it's like it's
vice
just,
versa.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like I don't know. I definitely think next episode things I think are gonna happen. I think Tyrion's gonna die. Or
You're
at least
do your kill list already?
Be potential to die. Yeah, I mean it's just easy.
Is it?
Enough. I'm pretty cemented in what I think is gonna happen. Whether it does or doesn't is like kind of whatever, but I know what I think.
Okay, what do you think?
I think
Tyrion bites the dust. Bump, bump, bump.
Yeah. And then I think it's gonna be kind of like last episode where they have a bit to enjoy their victory.
You think so?
Dany does.
Oh, I don't know.
I think
that.
no, not like a whole night or anything like that, but like a moment
where she sees like the ashes falling and she's like, my throne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think there'll be a moment where she's like, I did it, but then it's gonna turn to, well,
what's
now
next?
I need to take care of Jon. Because I think she's past because, okay.
I don't think it's Jon, though. You think?
No, it is, because this entire time, ever since she learned about who he really is, he's a threat. And she's been trying to control that threat by using his love for her against him.
Mm-hmm. But he does still love her. He's just
doesn't matter
He's
if
just not, banging her.
Yeah, but at this point, it doesn't matter if he loves her or not, because especially with this episode, like, we saw him...
With her actions?
Yes, with her actions, I think he knows what needs to be done, and whether he wants to do that in, like, a noble way, where it's just, like, imprisoning her or something, or him actually knowing that it's gonna come to death and not just let her, like, step down from the throne, I guess.
Right.
Because that was Ned's mistake.
You know what's strange? I didn't really think about this. What is Dany's long game plan? Because she can't have kids.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you do with that in terms of, like, She's like, oh, Jon, when I die...
Then you can
have it.
Or your kids can have it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, did she think that through? Do you want to jump into the battle?
Yeah, I guess it's the next logical point for what I think to happen next week to make sense.
Should we do deaths? Should we do, like... Because, like, the battle wasn't really a battle. It was honestly just a slaughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so already on Twitter, we've seen a bunch
lot.
of people being like, this was stupid, this is bullshit, whatever. And sure, I get it, or like, I've seen lazy writing, I've seen like this and that. However, going from just the King's Road, we know what a dragon can do. Also, to that, Dany has refused to unleash the full extent of a dragon's power on people up until the loot train, I guess. Mm-hmm. So... I can already imagine people are going to be like, oh, now you decide to use a fucking dragon to do, like, all that stuff and not just have one die on you. I'm already annoyed by it. I can feel it in my jellies, but
oh my gosh.
that it's I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna be annoyed. So, Drogon finally kicked ass. Mm-hmm. We finally see a dragon, full power, just fucking annihilate. And he literally killed everyone.
It was great. He got all the boats.
He took out everybody in Blackwater Bay. Then he moved
to all of the around King's Landing, where all the pillars are, where all the stuff that could kill him.
All the banisters with the scorpions. And then, finally, he broke through the wall and just annihilated the fucking Golden Company.
Yeah, which was great. I was like, hell yeah, this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a dragon destroy, but it's like, but I wanted to see it to an extent.
Not just dragon destruction?
Yes, I wanted to see it for a purpose, which we got. And then it turned into horrifying.
Well, we can get into that in a moment. Yes. I'm happy that we saw her army. We saw what it's been diminished to. Mm-hmm. And then we saw what her ace up her sleeve this entire time has been. I know people don't already and don't like her decision making, but as far as like the dragons go, they have been underutilized. Sort of like the direwolves, right? Like the direwolves were never utilized for war, but we've seen them.
Yeah.
We see how brutal they can be, and we've seen it with like ghosts taking out whites and this and that. So I'm happy we're finally seeing like the, I guess, more magical, horrific side of that being done. And I don't get why people were like, how is this dragon gonna stand up to scorpions and whatnot? Come on, guys. You can't turn a giant crossbow, probably attached to like a swivel, nearly as fast as a dragon can glide.
Yeah. Especially when you don't know which direction the dragon's gonna be coming from to begin with.
Yeah.
You just gotta like hope that it's wherever your fucking thing is pointing.
And then there's like a certain level of fear where you're like, dude, I don't know if we can fucking do this. And then it's like you see your friends on fire and you're like, nope, you can't do it. I'm out.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then you get all of the Unsullied and the
Northern.
what is left of the Dothraki.
Those like 20 people.
Yeah.
20 dudes.
Getting going into the city and kind of
annihilating the troops in fear.
Yeah, and then you get the moment where they do ring the bell, they surrender, they're like, nope, not doing this. And then all hell breaks loose.
I think the bells ringing are what drove her more insane than like seeing the Red Keep, to be honest. I think it like amplified like the crazy.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like
Tyrion had already said it, but I think because Tyrion had said once the bells ring, you know that they'll surrender. Mm-hmm. I think at that point she knew, like in her crazy mind, it was like, we've won, and now they'll finally die. Like they're accepting their death. It's not a surrender; it's them accepting that they're finally gonna, taste the ash.
I think it was more of the fact that she didn't get the satisfaction of doing what she intentionally wanted to do. Like her plan A was always to just fuck it up, to just burn it all. It didn't matter. Like, but everyone was talking.
Well, that wasn't plan A because last season, talking to Varys, she said that she. That's why it's titled what it's titled. She said, "I won't be the Queen of Ashes. I don't want to be the Queen of Nothing." You know.
Yeah, but she's been slowly losing her mind. And the entire time that she's been talking about it, everyone has been trying to talk her down from just going in and fucking annihilating everybody with her dragon. And she's kind of just been like, no.
I think this speaks to the entitlement that Viserys? Yes, because Viserion was her dragon. I think this goes to the entitlement that Viserys kind of instilled in her from a young age, and then also the people that housed her in Essos and Pentos as well instilled in her, where it's like people still whisper the name Targaryen, and they cheer to it and they drink to it. Yeah, and they call for it back home. It's like that entitlement has led her to where she is now.
And it's also like before the battle scene when they're still at the castle, where she was like telling Tyrion like they are no longer gonna fear
tyrants and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you came here thinking that everyone was oppressed and that you needed to save them, you needed to free them.
When really it was just the Northerners that were like
kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
By everything.
By Ramsay Bolton and Everybody.
But it's like, but nobody, like...
Nobody south was dealing with any shit. They
Yeah.
were just living their lives with a crazy-ass queen that killed a religion, you know?
Yeah, which is
Classic
like,
shit.
which is like pretty bad, in general. But like, it's not anything that you needed to come fix.
Yeah.
Per se, like it would have.
She surrounded herself by slaves and grew accustomed to that sort of
Like we are
living.
grateful for you, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's like she came here and was expecting the same.
Which
More
is
of
the
same.
other thing that I have an issue with, where I see people, it's like, why is Dany acting this way? Why is Dany doing this? It's because she's been taught entitlement, or entitlement has been instilled in her since she was young. And then on top of that, fucking, like, she came here expecting, like, what she's been seeing her entire life. You know, men and warriors raping, like, the people they slaughter or conquer or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you're the foreign conqueror, you're the foreign, you know.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's also like hard for people to see Dany as the villain, because this entire time we've been
rooting for her.
exactly, because she has been freeing these slaves and doing all these great things, but it's somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't apply
To
to
Westeros.
Westeros. It's different. So it's like, it's easy to be like, why the hell is she doing this? Because, like, it's kind of like out of nowhere she's the villain.
Right.
But it's like, but from the perspective of everybody in Westeros, she is the villain. She's coming from somewhere else. And like, yes, technically she does have a claim to the throne, but it's also everybody's memory of the Targaryens are pretty bad.
Except for Rhaegar.
Yeah, but like the last Targaryen
Yeah.
king was pretty bad. Like, everybody has sour memories of that. So it's not like they're not gonna
Rooting
welcome
for you,
you with like open arms.
So
So it's like, of course she's gonna get all kinds of fucked up by it.
I have one other. There is one thing I also don't like, where in the follow up, or like the behind the scenes thing that you see after the episode, where David Benioff and Weiss are talking. You know, it's like all these things have sort of led to her acting this way, like in another world where she isn't betrayed by everybody and blah blah blah. You know, she wouldn't be this crazy. She wouldn't be crazy. I have issues with that because that's sort of like Joker's or Joker, where he's like, it takes one bad day and
Yeah.
you could be like me, and it's like, maybe
But it's like
not.
not really, because I think it's very much
John,
it's what everyone is talking about. It's very much like inherited.
Yeah.
It's like that, like no matter what happened, no matter the circumstances of who betrayed her and who wouldn't, who died and who didn't, she still would be the same way.
eventually, right?
Yeah. Like, regardless, like, if Cersei did surrender and was like, okay, whatever, like, you can have the fucking throne, I'm gonna go live somewhere else, or something, eventually, she would still get to that crazy-ass point, because someone's not listening to her, like, it's not going her way.
Yeah, like the mental decay would occur no matter what.
Yeah.
That kind of hit me the wrong way, and especially when you think about, like, Jon's a good comparison for Dany in that Jon has experienced so much betrayal, so much bullshit, you know, being put down his entire life.
And he died.
And, yeah, he legitimately died, and all he did was kill the men that killed him, and then he was like, nope, I died, my watch is ended, I'm out.
Yeah.
Deuces, motherfuckers. And he left Dolores in charge. Or Ed, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I don't think you could use that as an argument for Dany's character declining, where it's like, it just takes, you know, all this stuff has led up to it. It's like, no, I think just
it
like
kind of would have always been.
it just ramped up the speed,
Yeah.
the trust dying fast, the love versus fear thing dying fast. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about next? Because there's a lot that happens in the battle, but it's also not, right? Because like you said, it is a lot of just trying to survive the destruction of it.
Mm-hmm.
So where
It's
do you want to go? We've talked about Varys' death. We haven't talked about the next death, I guess, if you want to hit that. Or we can talk about Dany's true plan of destruction, I guess. Because we didn't really talk on it, where it's like, once the bells rang, you know, I said, like, that's them accepting their death. But to Jon, we can talk about his perspective, where it's like, he's like, they surrendered.
And
because
he's like, oh,
they
thank God.
Yeah, they throw their swords
Yeah,
down.
because because Jon compared to Dany's on her dragon, she's watching, but she can't see the people. She can't see anyone. Like, it's not, like, she's kind of taken out of it. Like, it's not personal. Like, she has personal feelings towards it.
It's indiscriminate killing, but all with a vendetta.
Yeah, so, like, it's, like, she's not in it. She doesn't have
You got real close to the mic on that one.
my beat. I'm fixing myself.
Anyway.
I had to adjust my seating. But like, Danny compared to John. John's there, he sees it, he sees everybody surrender, and it's kind of just like a relief.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, it's like less men have to die, less innocents have to die, type of thing. And then you get her fucking just going and setting random ass shit on fire.
And then fucking Grey Worm throws the spear.
Because he's also angry and he has a vendetta and is out for revenge. And it's also like the Unsullied following
Danny, no matter what.
Exactly. So it's like, that makes sense. But you can see like Grey Worm's like personal issues.
Yeah.
Or like his own issues with everything that has happened. And like then it's just like John being like,
stand down.
Don't.
Yeah. They shared a look, and I know that sounds stupid, but like...
But they did.
Grey Worm and John met eyes, and he was like, don't fuck with us, man. Like, nah, we're gonna take this city. Like, we're sacking the shit out of this city.
Yeah, and then I think it's just really in that moment...
John realizes.
Yeah, it's both of them realize. John realizes that, like, Danny is not who she says she was. Or at least she isn't anymore.
Yeah.
And she's no longer the queen that the realms need, and like... You know, for John being such a moral person, for someone to just kind of throw away a surrender and still
rain hell on
damage is kind of just like a giant slap in the face.
Right.
So, like, you can see John realizing what he probably... Or should have. What needs to be done.
Maybe accepting it.
And also kind of, I think it's also him realizing, like, she can't rule. I'm gonna have to do it.
You think it's that?
A little bit.
I don't know if it's that. Because I can't imagine standing with him on the throne. At all. Like, I don't see it going that way. It'd be too easy if it went that way. And, like, I know that there's been an argument of, like, lazy writing and lazy, like, character development, but, like, I don't know. There's so few characters that it's, like, their hands are tied on certain things. They can't go absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
With, like, the way they used to, right? Where we had, like, 50 fucking characters that we had to memorize the names of.
Yeah, you can just kill off whoever you want.
Yeah, there was Karstarks, there was Tullys, there was fucking...
Yeah,
everything.
It's just too much.
Errands. But, yeah, when they shared that look, I honestly thought Grey Worm was going to try and, like, maybe, like...
Kill him right then and right there.
Yeah, like, kind of like how Tyrion was supposed to die in Blackwater.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Blackwater. But didn't. I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, I think,
I'm so happy. I'm disappointed. I want to see them fight.
You want to see John and Grey Worm fight?
Yeah. Grey Worm's lost his fucking shit, too.
Yeah, but, like, his beef at the moment is not with John.
I get that, but you know what I mean?
You know, it's against the Lannisters and, like, all the city people, I guess, so...
He'd be a great Darth Maul.
But I think it's more of a, like, in that moment when they share the look from Grey Worm's perspective, I think it was more of, like... Don't try to stop me because I will kill you if I need to because I'm going to do what my queen's telling me that I need to do kind of thing. And I think it's also a mental note, like whenever this is all said and done and I can get back to Danny, then it's going to be like, Hugh tried to stop us.
And, you know, I think it should also be noted that John killed one of his soldiers.
Yeah.
He was going to rape a woman, and John, being the moral bastard he is, literally... Yep. Or, no, I guess he's not, actually. You know, it was all cemented that he isn't.
He's not a bastard anymore.
But John, being who he is, was like, this ain't gonna happen. When the guy tried to kill him, he was like, stab, you know?
Yeah, he tried to give him the, like...
Not the benefit of the doubt, but he was like...
But, like, the out of, like, just leave.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it was more of a... Nope. Like, the guy was like, no.
It's the battle.
Like, it was kind of a, like, do you not see how fucking crazy everybody else is getting? Like, yes, I'm gonna get crazy. And then John was like, well, then I have to kill you. And he did.
I mean, that made it sound sinister. It was like, oh, you're not gonna leave? Well, I guess I have to take you out. But, I mean, you know.
But, I mean, it's what it
was. Yeah. So let's get more to the core of it, and to the Red Keep, I guess. You want to talk about Clegane and Arya? Well, Sandor and Arya.
Yeah, there wasn't much to that. There was
so much to that. What are you talking about?
Okay, but it wasn't, like, a lot.
It was, for them, you know, like, you don't, like, you're a quiet person, you don't communicate a lot. Not like that, but, like, you know what I mean? Our communications are more like looks and, like, nods, glances, what, you know, very Jim Halpert and Pam, where it's like, we meet eyes, and, you know. So it's the same for them, where it's
well, yeah, it's, for them it was like they actually first off they actually made it into the castle. So like props on them for being able to do that.
Because Jamie couldn't even fucking make it.
exactly, in the midst of all of that chaos. So like good for them that they actually got there. But it was kind of just their final, like, this is what they've been working towards the entire time, like, with like, together.
Since Arya's finished her training, and since Clegane has seen his brother at the end of season 7. Where it's like, it's always been me coming for you, and Arya with her list.
Yeah.
So, or, actually, I think that's, like, season 2. Because she starts making her list in Harrenhal.
Yeah. She's had that list.
But yeah, they get in and they're standing on the map of Westeros. And he sees the destruction, and Cleane's like, "Nah, man, you gotta go. This isn't the place for you."
Yeah, he saw what
was gonna
happen, which is really great because you kind of see that he really grows this affection for the Stark sisters.
Yeah.
In for both of them.
He has different respects for them, right? Where he wants to protect Sansa, and he sees her as like
a child, kind of.
I don't know about a child. There's not weird messages, but I don't know that it would be more like a companion. I wouldn't say like a wife or like a girlfriend or like something like weird like that, but I would say like a companion that he could have had. And Arya is more like a child, or more like a him, like a reflection of him.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what he says is like, you see what happens when your life is revenge. You look like me.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not.
And he's kind of just like, you don't want to do that, and which is really good because.
What would have happened?
Yeah, she would have probably gotten to do what she set out to do and kill Cersei,
but at the cost of her life.
Exactly, and it's just like it's good that he knew to not let her go there.
Yeah. And, even if she just waited a couple minutes, Cersei.
Yeah, she still would have gotten her chance. But regardless, it would have been a bad place for her to be.
Yeah. So then let's go to Clegane Bowl.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
This fucking zombie.
First off, you finally actually get a good ass look at this zombie,
and he looks fuck ugly. He looks like he hit every branch of the ugly tree on his way down. Yes. Qyburn knows how to fucking build him. He was like a Terminator. He would not die. Jesus Christ.
It was terrifying. He looked gross, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, he also kills Qyburn.
Yeah.
The second major death, I guess, technically.
Which is great.
Because he just fucking throws him.
He just head slams him kind of into the wall, and that's it. And I wasn't expecting that, so that was really great. And also great because I fucking hated him. Also,
it's weird because it shows, sort of like Harry Potter, where love transcends all and bullshit like that. Hate also transcends all.
Yeah.
Because he was built to take all of Cersei's orders and all of Qyburn's orders. And the second he saw Sandor, he was like, no, fuck your orders. Yeah. I'm gonna take care of this. He didn't kill Cersei, right? He looked at her like, don't fuck with me right now. Like, this is it. I've been waiting to kill this fuck for years. But Robert wouldn't let him, Joffrey wouldn't let him, so on and so forth. Every king, as far as the Cleganes were concerned, were like, nah, we need both of you to defend us, so you don't get to kill each other. Yeah, and it was they finally got to do it, and it's just it's my worst nightmare. It's next to losing all your teeth, man. Fucking popping his eyes. The eyes, oh my god, yeah. And it was just I think I knew that there was no way that one would come out. Yeah, but it's also I wanted the satisfaction of Sandor to be able to do some sort of damage on his zombie brother, but I guess, you can't do much with a zombie. They don't feel pain. Yeah. So, that really sucked, and, even him, when he was able to, get the knife through his eye and kind of, stun him? Yeah, for a bit. It didn't do anything. Yeah, exactly. So, it was it sucked. See, but, no, that's the point, right? Where it's, it's supposed to not be satisfying, because revenge is never satisfying. Yeah. That's a... Not it's a solid lesson, but I understand the dissatisfaction. But that's why, where it's it was everything he just told Arya. Yeah, well, she got some satisfaction out of killing the Freys, but you could see she's faced so many turning forks in the road where it's do you want to go to the dark side? Do you still want to be true to who you were and who your family is? Mm-hmm. And she's luckily been directed to choose her family and that's the way she was raised as opposed to what she's been taught every time. But then Clegane's, both of them, where it's like both of them wanted to kill each other their entire lives. So it's like, you see how it ends. It's a weird vicious cycle that only somebody outside that's going through it can also stop you from. That's why you needed Clegane to be like, don't do this to Arya, even if he had to do it himself. Mm-hmm. So I liked it. It was like a nice lesson.
Yeah, it was good. I was just...
So following down the steps, though, after they take their big-ass fall, that's deaths 4 and 5.
Yes.
Or no, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're not going to get to Cersei yet. Let's go to the crypts. Or whatever, the dragons downstairs, the sewage. Because Euron's there, and he meets Jaime.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking fight.
Oh my god. I feel like, okay, out of everything in that episode, that was probably the most unnecessary.
It was his star shirt, right? The fact that his shirt had stars on it.
No.
And it was leather.
And
it was also purposely cut open.
He had to be sexy for a little bit.
Was he sexy?
No, but that fight in general wasn't necessary.
Not necessary.
I don't think it was necessary.
If anybody was going to kill Euron, that wasn't Yara or Theon. It would be Jaime. He's been talking about fucking his sister for like 2 seasons now, man. Come on. That's
It was fine. It was whatever. It didn't really do anything for me.
No, yeah. Well, I mean...
I'm glad he's dead because I didn't like him, but...
Yeah.
It was whatever. In terms of that.
And still, this greedy fucking little prideful prick where he's
literally
like,
died.
I killed Jaime, ha ha ha. My god, go fuck yourself.
How would you even fucking know? Like, you just assume.
Well, he did stab him in both kidneys.
Yeah, but still. He kept going long enough.
Yeah, that's true. And, like I said, Barrett got stabbed like 12 fucking times and kept walking.
Exactly. So, like, 2 stabbings is nothing.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying this entire time. People like die after 1 stab, bitches.
Whatever. Jaime kills him. It's fine. He dies.
Ugh, yeah, you really hear that sword going through everything inside.
Yeah, he did.
That was bad. So that's now 5 deaths.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess the next deaths are...
Yeah. So then he finds Cersei in that same room where
Arya
and Sandor made their choices and, parted their ways. And now we have Jaime finally finding Cersei and, she's crying. She's breaking down. She's like, you're bleeding, blah, blah, blah. And he's just doing everything he can to save her.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not going to speak in, like, defense of Cersei, but, like, I guess as far as their characters are concerned, that was all very true to them, right? Cersei finally, she was in denial when she saw the destruction.
Yeah, she was definitely like, no, it's
She's
fine.
Like, Euron's got Blackwater, our soldiers are the most loyal, they're more loyal than the Golden Company, and they're stronger than the Golden Company.
Oh my god, that was the best when she was like...
You start seeing her crack?
Yes. And it's like, fucking finally, like, you play yourself off as this strong bitch, but it's like, in reality, you're fucking not if things don't go your way. Like, she would never be the type of person who would accept their death by the hands of the enemy,
We haven't seen her this way since she was, since Tywin was in King's Landing. Mm-hmm. Her father showed up and all the Lannisters went from lions to kittens real quick. Yeah. He whipped them all into shape. They knew what not to say, or they knew they were better off saying nothing than saying anything at all. Mm-hmm. And we haven't seen her crack like that since then, or see her, like, as fragile since then.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, it was very refreshing. But their characters, their theories about Jaime being the one to kill her, the prophecy about, the little brother being the cause of her death, which, I mean, if you want to get real, like, loose about it, technically, Tyrion saying, hey, Jaime, come down here and, we'll smuggle you out.
Yeah, was the
cause of her death. So,
or at least, like, brought them to where they were for their death.
Yeah, so very loosely.
So, very loosely it could be, but, like,
every fucking prophecy is super loose.
Like I said last week.
I'm tired of it, whatever. Azor Ahai, never happening. I'm pissed.
Nah.
Unless Jon, Lightbringer, unless, like, there is a time jump or something that's like, there's been, like, 1,000 years of peace since Aegon Targaryen, third of his name, whatever, fucking has been ruling. I don't know who he'd marry, though. I really, at this point, I don't know what the fuck Jon would do. I don't know how his lineage would go down. I don't know, like, any of that shit.
Yeah.
I can't see him ever wanting to date again.
Me neither. He'd probably just die and be like, give it to somebody else.
Ygritte put like 3 or 4 arrows in him. Poor bastard. Fucking... And they waged war on each other, and then...
Alright, but let's get back to Jaime and Cersei, because that's where we're at.
Fine, sorry. Yes, so they get to the bottom, and of course Jaime's like, nothing matters but us.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they would like suicide pact it, and like he would stab her
when she
and
did
then
say,
stab himself.
When she said, I don't want to die this way, yes, I thought that's where it was going. I thought he would tell her to close her eyes or something.
And then just...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was hoping it would go, because I feel like it'd be so much better than them just getting crushed by rocks.
I don't think Jaime could ever do it, though. I don't think he could pull the trigger.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, it's not in him, you know? Like, that's like tossing your bag of cocaine into the fucking river. It's not gonna... It'd be so hard. And, like, not that Jaime isn't strong, and not good, like, not like he would do that to his sister out of hate or out of spite or anything, but, like, that's a tall order, man. You know, it took Star-Lord, like, a good 5 fucking minutes where he's like, alright, maybe I'll pull the trigger. And then bubbles came out. But, like, you know, like, you see the struggle between both of them or you can see, like, struggles where it's like, could you kill your loved one if you needed to? It's super hard.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to happen, but I mean, I guess them getting crushed by rocks is good enough.
And then it ends with Arya just trying to escape the destruction. There's really not, like, too much going on outside of that.
Yeah, it's just getting the perspective of everyone on the ground from
trying to escape
Arya.
Trying to escape the destruction.
Yeah.
And you get some very sad visuals.
Yes.
You get the mother and daughter holding each other.
All kinds of things. Which, like, is wild. Like, it really... Boy, I don't even know. Like, it was just so much. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I knew it was going to happen. Because, like I have been saying, Dany is very mad now. She's been going down this road. So I knew it was going to play out this way. But, like, seeing it is still...
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, like... Well, okay. I've been through this. You know where I'm going with this, right?
No.
It got very Order 66.
Yeah.
It got super Order 66 when there was, like, they've all surrendered, and then it's, like, spear, stabbing, raping, everybody just fucking going around cutting
just
people down.
Just free for all.
Yeah. It got super, you know, Emperor Palpatine fucking saying, alright, do it, do them in.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've seen this with Anakin. You know, the chosen one turns his back on his prophesized ways, and what happens? The ashes fall, and above it all stands a new tyrant. Unfortunately, a new regime.
Yeah.
So
speaking of new tyrants, because I think I've been pretty clear about what I have thought is going to happen, like, from the beginning.
Okay, so we're going to jump into our closing thoughts for next episode, then?
Yeah, so what do you think is going to happen next episode?
Why you gotta ask me, goddammit? Okay.
I mean, I can say, like I already said, I think Tyrion's going to die. I think Dany's going to get her, like, little 5 seconds of satisfaction of, like, I did it, and then realize Jon's still an issue. I need to take care of that.
Do you think Jon makes himself an issue? Not, like, has made himself an issue. I mean, like, in the next episode, do you think he says something that makes him an issue?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's no way that he was on the ground witnessing all of this destruction and seeing all of these people who are supposed to be on the right side go bad and not say anything about it and not feel like he needs to be the moral compass and, like, bring everyone back to where he thinks that they should be. Especially with Davos still around and knowing the same thing, and especially with Tyrion finally realizing that Dany is crazy and that he should have listened to Varys. So I think, like, the 3 of them, if Tyrion doesn't die immediately, are gonna work that shit out and have some sort of plan on what to do with Dany.
I don't see this going any way positive for them.
Yeah,
like, because
just in general.
Even if she sits in an Iron Throne and all the Unsullied are lined up, I don't see how these 3 are gonna fucking charge in and, you know, do what they gotta do. I can't see it working that way. Or, I can't see them coming up with something that's simple, right? It has to be a little complicated.
Could be Arya.
It could be Arya.
Because Cersei on her list, but she's gone now. But who else? Like,
I think
basically
that's
everyone on her list has been fucking taken care of one way or another, whether it's by her hand or by like something else. But now, like, she also witnessed it, and like her and Jon are very much the same type of person when it comes to like morals and whatnot. Like I've been saying.
You think so?
Yes.
I
mean, there's a difference obviously because she's killed people and like not really no mercy, but like they both have the same like roots.
She does take pleasure in killing people, though.
Whatever they say, they have the same roots on like what is right and wrong, for the most part.
Sure.
Yes. But I think that they're both on the same like page of what Dany did is wrong, but how they each would handle it
is very different.
Because I think Jon would go the like
negotiations,
the Ned Stark route where he's trying to give. Like how Ned tried to give Cersei the benefit of the doubt and kind of be like, get your kids and get out of Westeros and everything will be simple.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would kind of be mirrored in the same way where...
How mad would you be?
Where Jon would be like, get out.
Right.
But Dany, of course, isn't going to get out.
How mad would you be if it doesn't go anything like that and he just straight up stabs her?
It's pretty un-Jon-like, so I'd be a little upset.
Yeah, but like, Jon's not stupid enough to not learn from the past.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I know he's dumb. Like, he's a soldier. He's not a king. But, like, he ain't that dumb, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Where it's just, like, it's like Solo, where it's, like, Bennett had Chewie as a hostage, and Han didn't wait for the speech. He just fucking shot him. Han shot first, and they emphasized the shit out of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also think,
Do we see the North?
Yes. I think so. 100%. There's no way that you can't. There's still so much left, and Sansa still has a lot of scheming to get up to.
Okay, so any other final thoughts for you before I give my theory for next week?
Dany's gonna die for sure. I think Jon could die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's gonna end up on the throne. And it's kind of just this is all who I think is gonna die. I don't care who ends up on the throne at this point.
Right. Okay, so then... No, fuck it. You have to give one clear throner. You get to give one
Sansa.
clear... Sansa? Okay,
Yeah.
You're locking that in?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock that in. She's my logical choice.
Okay.
She knows what the fuck is up.
I think that's dangerous. So, I think Sansa does not take the throne.
Okay, well...
It's so hard, though. You know what I mean?
Well, just say what you think is going to happen and then come to the throne at the end.
Okay. So, I have kind of two theories. If Dany doesn't fly north, then I don't think we see the North till the very end. Because I think she has a very, very personal vendetta against Sansa. So...
True.
I think you could justify that after she sees the destruction and the ashes falling, which we didn't even talk about, like, the prophecy she saw in Quarth. When she goes to the castle of the Undying or whatever, that her vision was
the Iron Throne.
The Iron Throne,
but we thought it was snow.
Yeah, we thought it was winter. Has finally arrived, and the Night King and all that shit. Plot twist: it's ashes. So, but I wanted to hit on that. Also, we didn't hit on the echo of Cersei and Jaime trying to be smuggled out, just like brother and sister trying to be smuggled out of King's Landing, just like Dany and Viserys. Just wanted to get that in there, sorry.
But unsuccessful. Boom.
Right? Boom. Roasted, literally. So.
Ew.
So, I think she doesn't fly north, and she doesn't try and kill Sansa. That's it. We don't see it till the end. I don't think Tyrion will die. I think we've seen enough of the houses die. So I think Tyrion lives. Davos might die, trying to save Jon. Grey Worm, dead. I think Jon will be Grey Worm. I know Jon will be Grey Worm. Come on. Grey Worm's angry. He's not thinking. John's he has the moral high ground, if you will.
Yeah.
Where it's he's fighting for purpose, but now Grey Worm's just fighting out of hate.
Yeah.
Who else is alive? That's in the South. Arya.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Arya is captured in the beginning. What else is there? Who else is there? That's it, right?
Not much, yeah.
That's all that is in the South anyway, because then it's just Brienne.
That's everybody, yeah.
What the fuck happened to Gendry?
We assume
He's at Storm's End now?
he is either still in Winterfell or he went to claim his land.
I'm not gonna bullshit. I think there's been theories that Sam ends up on the throne, which I could see, but I honestly kind of want Gendry to end up on the throne.
I think that'd be great.
To have it start as
Yara, she's still out there. She's still hanging out.
I think she might pay, actually. Where Dany might call her and make her burn because she didn't
come to defend.
Yeah, she returned. She was like, why are my people like retreating and shit like that? Mm-hmm. So I think that's a possibility.
That's a thought.
If she does arrive. Are we assuming there's a time jump?
No.
You think it's just going to start where it ended?
Yes. I mean, given the
preview.
Yeah, given the preview, I don't think there's going to be a time jump in terms of like where it starts. I know a lot of people are like,
ashes can fall for a long ass time, yeah.
I guess I know a lot of people want there to be a time jump at the end to kind of like after all of this shit, see how it ends up. But I don't want to see that.
I meant like I get you, but like I meant just like, are we going to see days
at the
pass?
beginning? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And then Gendry's my Gendry's my Hail Mary, Sansa's my probably.
Okay, well,
it'd be cool to see it end as it started with the Baratheon on the throne.
After all of these issues.
Well, because Robert never wanted the throne either. He didn't want the throne, but he became a glutton and like a sloth, like in that like he fucked whoever he wanted to fuck, and then he ate whatever he wanted to eat, became a fat king.
But you get the idea that happened because his love of his life was taken from him.
Yeah. Definitely. Which is, and it'd be different, right? Because Arya didn't die and she wasn't taken from Gendry.
She's just like,
that's not me.
like, nope.
Yeah.
So.
But that'd be interesting if that's how it went down. That's how it ends. Because that'd be just like another echo.
Full circle. Yeah. Guess we'll find out next week.
Also, I don't think Gendry wants to be. Like, he's happy he's a lord, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was kind of like, no, I make swords. What?
Yeah. It's like, I'm not built for this. I do what I do.
He's like, I'm not a lord. I make things.
Yeah. He's a simple man with simple needs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's been our thoughts. Queen of the Ashes. Didn't want to be, ended up being. She's fucking crazy.
I knew it.
Lay off.
I told everybody.
Lay off the fucking writers and the storytellers. It's not their fault, man. Their hands are too tied with this. You were given like 20 characters at the beginning. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, you only got like a literal handful of how many characters are left. They can't just fucking kill everybody.
Yeah, they can't.
Where are they gonna go? Stop being dickholes.
Also, could you imagine if 2 dragons fucking stormed King's Landing?
Oh my god, it'd be so much worse.
It'd be god awful.
But at least Jon would have been on one of them and been like, nope.
No, because then you have to see them fight and kill each other. And it was already painful seeing the fucking 2 dragons fight Viserion.
Yeah, that's true.
Ripped off his fucking jaw, man. It's awful. But anyway, yeah. I don't know how else to end this aside from, go easy on it and prepare for the final episode.
Boy.
We're 7 days away from the end.
I can't wait, I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it being over.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Can't wait for that box set though, man. I'm real on it. I'm gonna be watching for fucking years, just waiting for it. The second it happens, pre-order.
All right, well.
Thank you guys for listening. I would say Valor Margulis if Daisy knew what the follow-up was. Do you remember?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. Valor Dohaeris. All men must die and all men must serve. Woo!
Boom.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Anything? No? I'm just gonna keep snapping? Alright, cool. Bye-bye.